Okay, welcome to Lesson 1, Introductions Part B, More Verb Tense Review. I saw a movie last night with my friends. What verb tense is this? It's the simple past tense. When do we use it and how do we make it? The simple past tense is used for an action that is finished. Describes an event at a specific time in the past and often answers the question when. This tense is often used with the following time expressions: ago, in a year, like 1999, in a month, yesterday, last week, last month, last year, last July 4th, my last birthday. How do we make the construction of the simple past tense verb? Start with the subject, add the past tense, an object, and a time expression. Let's look at an example. I went to the doctor's a week ago. How do you make the construction of the simple past tense verb with a negative? Start with the subject, use your helping verb did for the past tense, and your negative, so that's didn't, plus your basic verb, plus object and time expression. Let's look at an example. They didn't join us for dinner last week. How do we make construction of a simple past tense verb with a question? Start with your question word, use the verb did, use the subject, the basic verb, add an object and a time expression. Let's look at an example. When did you buy that sweater? Let's do some review of some more simple past tense verbs. Question: what did you do this morning? Answer: I cooked breakfast. Question: what did he or she do yesterday? Answer: she cleaned her house. Note that when you have cooked or cleaned, you're using a regular verb and the ending is ed. Question: what did they do on their last vacation? Answer: they went to the beach. Went is an irregular verb for go. Here's another example. What did they do on the weekend? Answer: they ate at a restaurant. The verb tense is a simple past because they did it when? On the weekend. What were you talking about when the teacher called on you? What verb tense is this? Past progressive, past continuous tense. When do we use it and how do we make it? We use it to describe something that happened in the past for some time. Often it's used when something else also happened in the middle of it. It's used to describe two events that happened at the same time in the past. It's also used with the following time expressions: when something happened, while something was happening. How do you make the construction of the past progressive? Start with the subject, use your helping verb was or were, plus your ing verb, plus an object and a time expression. Let's look at an example. Sharon was watching TV when she received a telephone call. How do you make the construction of the past progressive in the negative? Start with the subject, use was or were, and not, so that's wasn't or weren't, plus a verb, ing, and object and time expression. Let's look at an example. We weren't swimming at the beach while it was raining. How do you make the construction of the past progressive with a question? Start with your question word, use your helping verb was or were, plus a subject and the verb ing and an object and time expression. Let's look at an example. What were you doing when Tom gave you the bad news? Here's another example. What were they doing while it was raining? Answer: they were sailing. The verb tense is a simple past progressive. Here's another example. What was she doing when you called her? Answer, she was reading a novel. What's the verb tense? The past progressive. This is the end of our presentation on the verb tenses past and past progressive. Go to the Lesson 1 Practice B, complete Lesson 1 Practice B, then do the presentation Lesson 1 Part C.